and welcome. It's been a very busy time for the administration as it gets down to tackling the challenges of improving the lives of the citizens. From the executive, the acting president has been outlining the new thinking in ensuring that critical infrastructure projects are given a shot in the arm. On the part of the legislature, the various committees have been working on the budget proposals with the MDAs. In other reports tonight, some Nigerians come to the realization that east or west, home is the best. Stay with us as we bring you these reports, among them one on the local sweetening industry, all on today's News Extra with me, Fatima Abbas Hassan. It's always a pleasure to bring you the program. The Federal Executive Council at its meeting has approved the award of contracts for the reconstruction of 12 roads in some parts of the country with emphasis on the development of infrastructure for national growth. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has that report.
Minister of Power, Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola read out the names of the roads to be reconstructed and rehabilitated in Adamawa, Bauchi, Enugu, Kaduna and Kano states.
Doka Gulu Road in Rimingado local government in Kano, the Tudu Wuswandi Barazan Zumbu Pochi Road in Bauchi, the Young Hula Mobi Road in Adamawa, the Maraba Mudi Madagali Michika Askira Guazo linking Adamawa and Borno states, Patigi Pada Road in Kwara, Cham Numan section of Gombe-Yola Road in Adamawa State, linking Gombe and Adamawa States.
Minister of Health Isaac Adewale announced the approval of a new national policy on health.
That is the third in the history of this country. The first was in 1988, the second in 2004, and we are having the third now. The title of the policy is promoting the health of Nigerians to accelerate socio-economic development. This new policy will provide the direction necessary to support the achievement of significant progress in terms of improving the performance of the national health system. It also lays emphasis on primary care as the bedrock of our national health system, in addition to the provision of financial risk protection to all Nigerians, particularly the poor and the most vulnerable group.
For most part of the 7 hours the meeting lasted, which was presided over by Acting President Yemi Osinbajo, strategies for the implementation of the new National Economic Plan took the center stage, with immediate focus on agriculture, energy, industrialization, transportation, and stabilizing the business environment.
The proposed initiatives outlined in the plan are designed to address the country's poor competitiveness, improve the business environment, and attract investment in infrastructure, especially power, roads, rail, and ports. Jobs and social inclusion are also key focus areas. We spent a lot of time looking at implementation because that is the key. And one of the means of ensuring implementation is to have a delivery unit which will be in the presidency.
In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And still on the outcome of the Federal Executive Council meeting, contracts for the reconstruction of 12 roads in some parts of the country with emphasis on the development of infrastructure for national growth has been awarded. State House correspondent Jide Onifade. Sorry, the contract. Jide Onifade is standing by with the details of that report.
The acting president of Osinbajo states is ready to investigate and prosecute any contractor found to have failed in executing contractual agreement after being paid.
We need to move quickly on the Egbema power plant. It's a project that's been on for the past 10 years. And it's very obvious that the contractor is unable to complete it. So we need to take radical action. It's about over 300 megawatts of power. no reason at all why we should be stuck with 300 megawatts of power when we have a shortage of power. And the gas facility is completed and is there. This is a plant that has gas right next to it. So it's a resource that we need to free up very quickly. And I'm glad that I've been able to see it personally. And I'll be working with the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, and as well as the government of Imo State, to ensure that we're able to deliver this in the shortest possible time.
The acting president, who was welcomed with pomp and pageantry, also had dialogue with members of the community with a promise to give urgent attention to their requests.
Revolution is only possible when we perform. The visit itself is merely for us to be able to take a look at it and see for ourselves and see what it is that needs to be done. It's also an important opportunity to interact with the people, find out what their real needs are, what their issues are. And just listening to them, the needs are not that many. Problems are not that grave, but we need to address them quickly, we need to address them honestly, and once the people know that we are making our best efforts, I'm sure that they'll be satisfied.
The visit of the Vice President is a huge sign of relief for the people of this area who felt abandoned, neglected over many years. This trip alone is reassuring. They now can believe that government knows about them, about their problem. So I commend this initiative of going around the Niger Delta area by Mr. Vice President himself and trying to see the project himself and seeing the people and touching them and understanding how they feel.
99.9% of projects in Imo State belonging to either the federal government directly or the NDDC are abandoned. We feel like this is an opportunity for the acting president to come and see things for himself.
Andrew has spoken as other concerned young men who are here concerning good government in the line, and they are so elated that the present government is ready to offer that good governance and make sure that all abandoned projects are completed sooner than later. From Ohaje Egbema, Ogota, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Acting President Yemi Osinbajo there in Imo State inspecting some projects which include a 330 megawatt power generating plant and a skill acquisition center in Ohaji, Egbema local government area of Imo State. In another development, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to reviving the mining and steel sector of the economy for the attainment of the desired goal in its economic diversification drive. This came up at the budget defense held by the Senate Committee on Power and Steel Development and Metallurgy. National Assembly correspondent Ifeanyi Ezumba has that report.
2017 total budget proposal for Mines and Steel Ministry is put at 23 billion naira. In the financial year, the sector will work to make mining more competitive in the global mining space and focus on priority areas to drive growth, with Ajaokuta steel industry on its priority list.
We have just managed to sign an agreement with the company that took us to arbitration in the UK, and we are in the process of finalizing the due diligence and audit of the National Iron Ore Mining Company, and then retrieving Ajaokuta to put it back to those who have expressed interest. And we have a lot of countries and institutions that have expressed interest, both Nigerian and foreign, in working with this. Whilst we're doing that, we are also working on the external infrastructure, so, because Ajaokuta will not work if you don't get the external infrastructure right. So the roads, the rail are all being worked on now.
In a related development, the ministry was also at the House Committee on Steel to brief the legislatures on how they intend to commence the process of working with national and state legislatures and government to address road gaps and resolve conflicts in mineral resources legislation. In line with this, the House Committee on Steel has assured of maximum cooperation by the legislature with the executive to attain the desired result.
The Honourable Minister has actually made his own presentation regarding his 2016-2017 budget. And as far as we are concerned, the committee in the House of Reps is very satisfied with the presentation of the Honourable Minister.
The management of the National Inland Waterways, however, appealed with the committee to ensure a conducive financial and legal environment that will provide the needed boost to actualize their mandate. From the National Assembly, Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
Thank you, Ifeanyi. And still from the National Assembly is a report which says the Joint National Assembly Committee on FEMA has uncovered the sum of 2 billion naira lying dormant with the Federal Road Maintenance Agency. National Assembly correspondent Waziri Zayanu reports that the revelation was made at the 2017 budget defense by the agency.
At the 2017 budget defense, Acting Managing Director of FEMA acknowledged that the sum of 2 billion naira is indeed lying idle with the agency. This, he said, was as a result of administrative mix-up in which a directive issued by the Budget Office asked the agency not to spend the money. The Acting Managing Director was, however, quick to note that the issues have been resolved and FEMA will soon use the money to offset outstanding liabilities.
Consequent upon these challenges and the closing of the accounting books for the financial year ending 31st December 2016 by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, the agency's budget performance recorded a relatively low level compared to previous years.
Senate Committee Chairman FEMA, Magnus Abe, said even though the contending issues have been resolved, the Budget Office directive will surely affect implementation of the 2017 budget of the agency.
FEMA is already owing a lot of contractors. That's why you see a lot of the roads are not being maintained. If you drive on our roads now, the usual thing of cutting the side of the roads to help to protect the roads and give this infrastructure a passable look is not being done.
In a related development, Minister of Works, Power and Housing, Babatunde Rajifashola, has at the 2017 budget defense disowned the sum of 2 billion naira planted in the 2017 Housing Ministry budget. The money was allegedly voted for regional housing scheme by the Minister of Finance. Senate Committee Chairman on Housing, Barnabas Gemade, however, said the allegation is being looked into.
Just because the minister said he did not know about 2 billion, which came in at a later stage after their proposal, simply means that in evaluation of the limits available in terms of envelopes, maybe at the stage of budget and planning or at the stage of the Ministry of Finance input, they found out that they could put a project in the budget.
Meanwhile, over 40 papers were presented at the just concluded 3-day 2017 budget debate organized by the Joint Appropriation Committee of the National Assembly. Appropriation Committee chairmen of both chambers described the historic event as a great success that should be replicated in years to come.
If I tell you that you are going to implement everything they say 100%, I'll be lying to you, because the budget has already been prepared. And there's a limit to which we can even change the budget, unless we want to change it 100%.
One of the challenges that I've noticed, there are some critical stakeholders that we expect that they should be here, because they are the people that talk outside in most of the time, challenging National Assembly. So we expect that they should be here, because we have given them an opportunity to come before the joint budget public hearing to come and air their view.
The 2017 budget defense at committee levels by the MDAs is slowly but steadily coming to an end, because plenaries are scheduled to reconvene next week, Tuesday. From the National Assembly, Waziri Zayan, NTA News.
The Federal Ministry of Finance has dedicated a telephone line for receiving short message service, SMS, otherwise called text messages, a whistleblower's portal and email address, which are displayed on the screen, through which members of the public who volunteer to disclose information about a possible misconduct or violation can deliver such information. The information given will then be processed by a team dedicated for the purpose. The telephone line, SMS, and portal are in response to inquiries by patriotic Nigerians on how and where they could deliver information that could lead to the stopping or uncovering of fraud, following the approval of the whistleblowers policy by the Federal Executive Council and its launch by the Minister of Finance, Mrs. Kemi Adeosho. The acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, has called on state governments to domesticate the Administration of Criminal Justice Act as a way of enhancing the dispensation of justice in the country. He made the call in his message to the opening of a national colloquium on the Administration of Criminal Justice Act holding in Abuja. Femi Okewo has the details.
While the Administration of Criminal Justice Act is still struggling to find a good footing in the Federal High Court and the FCT High Court, where it's already in use, only 7 states have so far domesticated the Act, making the good provisions of that Act yet underutilized in Nigeria. It is in this light that the Acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, in his message, which was delivered by a Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Mary Peter Odili, called on the remaining states to take full benefits of the Act by adopting them for their criminal justice dispensation.
The purpose of this Act is to ensure that the system of administration of criminal justice in Nigeria promotes efficient management of criminal justice institutions, speedy dispensation of justice, protection of the society from crime, and protection of the rights and interests of the suspects, the defendant, and the victim. From the above objectives, it is imperative that the Act be domesticated at the state level.
Chief Judge of the FCT High Court, Justice Ishak Bello, whose court is already implementing the Act, being a federal court, warned against the abuse of the Act by stakeholders in the justice sector.
It's not just having the uniformity. It has the added advantage of making prosecution less cumbersome.
Although many often do not realize it, we can neither have a robust economy nor a sound political system without an effective system of criminal justice administration.
The colloquium is for attorney generals and directors of public prosecution in the already implementing states and other selected states who are in the process of adopting the Act. In Abuja, Femi Okewo, NTA News.
The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has directed all zonal commanders and state commissioners of police to ensure a safer Nigeria by creating more police visibility in all nooks and crannies of the country. Ibrahim Idris gave the directive at a meeting with police officers from the rank of commissioners of police and above at the force headquarters in Abuja. Edina Justice has the details.
IGP conference enabled top police management to review activities of the police for the past 1 month and strategize for the future. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, who commended the officers for improved security last year, enjoined them to be more dedicated as the organization had mapped out plans to tackle security challenges, some of which are the creation of more squadrons, police protection unit, and the hosting of a security summit.
It's going to be a security summit in which we're sort of synergizing with the traditional institution, religious leaders, leaders of various governmental and non-governmental organizations. We are opening new bases in about 8 states of the Federation. All these measures are geared towards having some structures on the ground that can assist to sort of address some of the major security challenges we're having.
The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, also made a symbolic presentation of Public Complaint Rapid Response Unit to State Commissioners of Police and Zonal Commanders. He directed the state commissioners to ensure they say no to police impunity and bail-is-free posters are displayed in all the police stations. The IGP announced an instant donation of 200,000 naira and 100,000 naira to 2 police female golfers who won the 2017 IBB Ladies Open Amateur Championship, where Inspector Richard Danjuma emerged champion while Amina Wilfred came third. Edina Justice, NTA News.
And from security, we'll move on to the issues of peace. Nigeria's quest for sustainable peace and development is achievable if citizens rise above sentiments, prejudice, and bitterness for the overall growth. This was the standpoint of discussants on NTA's Current Affairs program, Tuesday Live. Talatu Ezirike has that report.
Peace building is a global concern, especially in tackling issues such as inequality and the increasing spate of hate speeches that threaten stability. Analysts say Nigeria is not left out as it faces problems of unguarded agitations, militancy and insurgency, which are caused by factors that include poverty, social injustice, ethnicity and religious bias that give rise to mistrust, thereby affecting national unity and security.
The revolution that was largely expected out of the Buhari administration, if it had been really concentrated, if it had been deepened, by now I can tell you that a large part of Nigerian society would have been brought to shape. However, the chance is not lost. We can still deepen that revolution by making sure that we reconstruct state institutions to champion the cause of change.
The moment we ceased producing and we were depending on the share we can get from oil, discrimination setting, that what we now call recession could be a challenge, but it could be an opportunity to get back to production, to get back to loving that person who can help you produce, instead of loving your brother who can help you consume.
If the crises are said to be religious, why are problems that are identical to what obtains elsewhere are now different in maybe the northern part of the country?
For others like Timi Adepoju, whose parents and siblings were killed in his presence in one of the Bauchi State's crises by friends he grew up with, his stand is that there is no compromise to true reconciliation and peace.
I went back to Bauchi State, meet most of these perpetrators of the evil act, make them my friends, forgive them, and thereby become a peacemaker.
Right.
There is need for governments at all levels to take care of the welfare of our media personnel and also that of security. If these two institutions are well taken care of, our problems will be drastically reduced.
It is strongly held that a lot can be achieved if the young ones imbibe right values and principles, as well as proper management of information technology and alien culture. Talatu Ezirike, NTA News.
Thank you, Talatu. Now, efforts of the Buhari administration to nip insecurity in the bud, reduce corruption to the lowest level, as well as take Nigeria out of recession have continued to receive the support of people from all strata of the society. One of the latest is the National Union of Bauchi State Students. It's over now to Timothy Yusuf for the details.
The journey to restore Nigeria's lost glory by the current administration may be slow but sure, according to many. A major step towards attaining that feat is patience. The National Executive of the Bauchi State Students' Union is particular about the administration's war against corruption, just as they believe that the seeming hardship being experienced by some Nigerians due to the misdeeds of the past will soon become a thing of the past.
If the government are trying to do things, put things into order, then I think it's high time we give them time.
They further enjoined politicians across the board to desist from the habit of politicizing students' associations, as well as using them as tools to attack political rivals.
Failure to abide by this will draw the total backlash of over 1.5 million Bauchi State students.
In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The Ali Modu Sheriff-led faction of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has vowed to unite its members to reposition it for subsequent elections. He made the vow in Agbo, Delta State, during the South-South zonal tour of the party. Thelma Elogu has that report.
Strengthening the party by ensuring greater grassroots participation is the reason for the town hall meeting. The chairman, Senator Ali Modu Sheriff, sued for peace while reiterating that though he never bargained of becoming the leader of the party until he was approached by some governors, His mission is to unite the members and ensure victory in subsequent elections in the country.
The grassroots have spoken. What we want to achieve in PDP is to take the party to you people. When I mean by you people, you should be able to choose who you want in your village as your leader, not the person that Alleged Sharif will give you in Abuja. Unless we do that, the party will not come back to power the way it was in 1999.
Member Board of Trustees and National Executive, Dr. Neamaka Miriam Ali, said Senator Sharif is a tested and trusted member of the party who is ready to offer selfless service to Nigerians.
I stand to make one promise on behalf of the PDP of this state that we will be with you, we will dine with you, we will float with you, we will sing with you.
Chief Cairo Jugbo said the coming of Ali Modu Sharif is to sanitize PDP and enthrone discipline to move the party to greater heights. There were goodwill messages from Ahmed Gulak, Chief David Atikpepe, Obiadimdu Ona, Chief Ine, Ralph Obioko, and the state chairman Austin Agbabuno, after which a communique, including a vote of confidence on the leadership on Senator Ali Modu Sharif, was read and endorsed by all in attendance. The group prayed for the quick recovery of President Muhammadu Buhari. In Asaba, Thelma Eliog, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Still to come, they went, they saw, but they didn't conquer. Now, they know it's best to stay at home. Join us again.
There's a situation, everybody's speculating. They say, what have we done to deserve this constant changing? Father, Father, hear us, because we trust the failed us. They say, look to the Lord for salvation and he shall redeem you. Lord, I'm getting frustrated. Yes, I'm losing my patience. I've been waiting for so long. Because this is who we are. It's our reality. It's our reality now. This is who we are. It's our reality. It's our reality.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Bonjour. Inakwana.
I can say without equivocation that my glimpse of the facilities, staff and students, as I drove round and chatted with them, this campus leaves me or anyone in no doubt that the setting of this university is superlatively impressive, with nothing of its kind that I have seen so far in the country or anywhere else.
Afe Babalola University, the fastest growing educational institution in Africa.
Oh la la! The Apostolic Church Nigeria don't come again. Oh, this time they invite Mama, Papa, Brother, Uncle, plus you where they listen to me now to the National Convention where they take place from Friday 17th go reach Sunday the 19th of February 2017 inside the Church National Headquarters, Apostolic Church National Temple, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, opposite Chinese Village, Olorunda, K2, Lagos. The topic of this Obonge Convention: the Church of Our Living God, now the pillar and ground for truth. 1 Timothy 3 verse 15. The Obonge people they will go follow to minister for this convention. Now, Pastor Dr. Gio Olutola JP, National President TACN, plus other men will say God don't carry oil put for their head. All sent from Lona Territory, Cross River Territory, Igbo Land Territory, Maritime Territory, Akwa Ibom Territory, Ngo Andoni Field. All these people now they expect to make sure say they show face for this convention. My brother, my sister, if you come, I tell you the truth, your life no go remain the same again. Now, Pastor L.O. Oladele, announcer.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth is in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
The Tony Elumelu Foundation's $100 million entrepreneurship program is empowering Africa's next business leaders. 10,000 entrepreneurs, 54 countries. Become a Tony Elumelu entrepreneur. Apply now.
Hello?
Welcome to the M6 challenge. Using your new Gioni M6, carry out everything on that list, starting now. M6 with a 5,000 milliampere battery that lets you go on for 2 days on a single charge. Gioni M6, always in power.
The value project of building a corrupt-free generation through education using an anti-corruption campaign for Nigerian children will be launched by President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, on Thursday, 16th February 2017. Time 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, the NAF Conference Center, Abuja.
I support the value project. It's been my pet project, and I support it today, I support it tomorrow.
The Future Assured project and its components Get Involved, initiated by the wife of the President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is not relenting in championing the cause of Nigerian women and children. Its provision of free medical screening, educational support, and the fight against malnutrition, especially in the Northeast, has indeed informed international recognition, partnerships, and awards.
We are very grateful and appreciative for your wonderful gesture you have accorded to us.
With Future Assured, Nigerian women and children are assured of a bright future.
Future is assured when we join hands to promote the health of our women and children. Get involved.
Get involved and support the Future Assured initiative. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
We're glad to have you join us again. Now, the latest set of Nigerians who voluntarily returned from Libya has appealed to the federal government to launch a nationwide campaign aimed at discouraging ignorant Nigerians from endangering their lives while in search of the golden fleece abroad. This batch of returnees was received by officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. Ime Udori compiled the report.
Among the 161 voluntary returnees are 143 adults, comprising 103 females, 40 males, and 9 underage children, as well as 9 infants. The group was received by officials of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, International Organization for Migration, IOM, among other government agencies.
We had 3 medical cases on board. Only 1 can be considered a serious case, and that is a case of fracture. The other 2 are just minor cases.
20% of them
they will be entitled to some small integration assistance, basically to try help them back on their feet.
The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Matters, Abike Dabiri Erewa, who was represented, lamented the hostile treatment Nigerians have continued to endure in other countries.
Federal government have been telling them that it's no longer green out there. You should come back home and let us salvage it together. It's better here in Nigeria.
Some of the returnees revealed that they had to flee Libya following hostilities from nationals.
No freedom of movement, so Libya is no good. So I prefer you as in she just stay in that country.
More than 800 Nigerians have voluntarily returned home from Libya between 2016 and February this year. Another set is expected next week. Meanwhile, 12,000 Nigerians who are reportedly trapped in Germany are expected to return in no distant time.
And from Lagos, we'll bring you back to the Federal Capital Territory, where the Federal Capital Territory Administration has challenged the National Implementation Committee for the curtailment of cattle rustling to address the issue of the nation's porous borders and evolve a robust mechanism to track herdsmen coming in from the neighboring countries. FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello gave this position when members of the committee paid him an advocacy visit in Abuja. Mitaire Ikwen now reports.
The minister pointed out that clashes associated with herdsmen activities and cattle rustling in the country could be avoided or managed if there is an authentic database that has the identity of anyone coming into the country, particularly through the land borders.
No government will allow to enter its nation without you being able to track, even for statistical purposes. So we need to be able to track those coming in. And technology is now available where you can easily track them by registering them at the point of entry.
Chairman of the National Implementation Committee for the Curtailment of Cattle Rustling in Nigeria, AIG Charles Ugomo, said cattle rustling has adverse economic and security implications as well as negative consequences on the nation's gross domestic product.
The Nigerian police force on this part is going to strengthen and intensify police deployment at the control post to enforce the laws and provide security in the cattle markets.
The committee pledged to work with the governments of the 36 states and the FCT towards curtailing cattle rustling. In Abuja, Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.
The ECOWAS Parliament has ended its first extraordinary session for the year 2017 with a resolve to mandate African governments to allocate 10% of their annual budget to the agricultural sector. Joseph Orok reports that this was part of the resolutions after the consideration of 5 joint committee reports.
The committee, which sat in Dakar, Senegal in November last year, focuses on implementation of ECOWAS agricultural policy within the context of the regional agricultural investment programs of member countries. The parliament appreciated the agricultural program in Senegal and urged ECOWAS Commission to share the experience with member states.
Until we can begin to put more money in the agricultural sector as a community, we will depend on foreign aid, we will depend on food from all other countries, which is not in the best interest of our communities.
Although there was heated debates among members over which country should be given topmost recognition on their vetted political impasse in Gambia, the parliament agreed to send formal appreciation to the presidents of Nigeria, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and that of Senegal.
With the age of the Nigerian president, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, and his health, took most of his time coming to the Gambia and back, just to make sure that peace prevails.
Nigeria has contributed troops. Look at the distance between Nigeria and Gambia. For somebody, look at the proximity between Senegal and Gambia. What further recommendation would Nigeria request from African brothers?
I recognize the various heads of state and to express our gratitude to them.
Meanwhile, the ECOWAS Parliament's Committee on Health and Social Welfare is slated to hold its joint committee work in Monrovia, Liberia, in April ahead of the resumption of plenary in May.
With understanding, mutual trust, and regular consultations, parliamentarians believe ECOWAS will achieve set mission and protocol, which will eventually translate to desired economic integration of the region. In Abuja, Joseph Oro, NTA News.
Now, in parts of northwest Nigeria, where sugarcane production is one of the dominant economic activities, the locally produced brown sugar, popularly known as mazarkwaila, in decades, is a lifeline tradition of entrepreneurs as users of the product relish its consumption in a variety of ways. Hamza Musa Makarfi reports on this sweet story among the people.
Quaila, sounding almost as referent to its sweetness, is also known as jaggery in parts of the world. But the product is also known as rawandoki in Hausa, ostensibly from the use of horse-driven crushers to squeeze the cane juice, which is heated and when solidified, allowed to dry in shapes and sizes. The brown local sugar is not newcomer in Nigeria's sweet diet. African soldiers relish it during the First World War, when the colonialists introduced the technology in 1920, according to findings. The technology is still rudimentary, with little changes, as its momentum sustained in empowering the participants. Abuja, Sokoto. We sell in Maiduguri, Abuja, Sokoto, Kano, and in parts of Plateau State. There are so many people who feel nostalgic about the business.
But I know, I still feel it in me that I lost so many things.
Although traditional sugarcane variety used in brown sugar production many years ago is non-existent, operators now prepare the industrial cane above the chewing type for better handling and returns on investment. In all of the areas in Nigeria with the history of sugarcane production and value addition, Makaripi and its communities are ahead of the pack.
The economy of sugarcane farming in Makaripi is highly pleasing. It has been the livelihood of our community.
In addition to chewing sugar cane, there is also authentic nutritional value of the arrapined brown sugar, which contains calcium, iron, and magnesium, and can be used in drinks, pap, and porridge.
Used to reduce stress. When you take it, you stress yourself from all the ups and downs you do for the day. Then sometimes I read in a book that it can also cure cancer. It is something we can research into further. Some use it for headache and anemia, and it boosts the, blood value, or volume, so to say.
While it is not too bad to have sugar, findings also show consumption should not be abused. Participants concede sugarcane economy has a profound impact on the nation, and the need to popularize its industrial use on a large scale through research will form the basis of subsequent report in the series. Hamza Musa Makarpi, NTA News.
Thank you, Hamza. Now, away from sugarcane production, now over the years, successive governments in Nigeria have made efforts to address the housing needs of Nigerians, especially for civil servants, towards enhanced productivity for national development, but without much success. However, with the establishment of the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program, FISH, by the present administration, key players in the sector are optimistic that the program will help address the housing deficit of Nigerians. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday in this special report x-rays the program specifically designed to alleviate the challenges faced by federal civil servants.
The Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program, FISH, is an initiative of the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, which falls in line with the federal government housing policy aimed at providing affordable housing for federal civil servants. In August 2016, the program kick-started with a groundbreaking ceremony in the Apo district of the Federal Capital Territory. To benefit from the program, applicant must be a federal civil servant and a contributor to the National Housing Fund, in addition to being a member of the Fish Cooperative. Letters of offer were presented to 30 beneficiaries who participated in a lottery at the groundbreaking ceremony.
I thank God. I'm so grateful that I'm among those that won the house.
Apart from moral booster and productivity enhancer, there is a nexus between Fish and anti-corruption.
When an officer knows that his employer has his interest at heart, he will jealously guard and guide his duties to the best of his ability, and he will not be tempted to put his hand into the government treasury.
If you start with civil servants who are the engine of development of this country, I think it's a fulfillment of presidential promise.
We have 2,000 units up already, so we're very sure we'll make it.
To further show commitment, the federal government gave an approval of a 13 billion naira mortgage refinancing loan to the Loans Board. So far, over 30,000 federal civil servants have indicated interest, with more trooping in daily to register.
I'm taking it serious because as a person, my father won a house in Festac Town in 1977. That house is still there. It's almost 40 years now.
I've uploaded them into the fish pool, which we are allocating to officers, those who are under construction. The developers have given them provisional letter of offer.
The fish program is made up of an inter-ministerial committee comprising 6 permanent secretaries and 4 heads of extra ministerial agencies. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
In the meantime, all civil servants who applied for houses in the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program FISH will be given a level playing field, as the Loans Board is set to begin payment to developers. Executive Secretary, Federal Government Staff Housing Loans Board, Hannatu Fika, stated this in an interview with Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday.
Those who have already received letters from the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, their provisional offers of allocation have been forwarded to us, so that we will now process and pay their loan entitlements to the property developers of their choice, so that as soon as possible their houses will be ready.
What should civil servants take into consideration while making their choice?
They should be guided by their income. An officer who is entitled to a one-bedroom house, or whose resources can only make them repay a one-bedroom house, should not go for a 3-bedroom house.
Of what significance is this FISH program to or towards fulfilling the President's campaign promises?
The FISH program can address the housing needs of the civil servants. At the end of the day, that will be the input of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation into the agenda, the change agenda of the present administration.
The FISH program is one of the welfare packages of the Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
And as part of efforts to appreciate loyal customers for their commitment over the years, the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Properties and Investment Company, took time out to reward them. The company appealed for patronage, under which loans, affordable housing, vehicles and household items can be sourced at low interest rates. Shiazalam Ekie has that report.
Nigerian Television Authority has been in the forefront of providing quality information and programs to its clientele, a remarkable service that gave birth to NTA Properties Investment Company Limited in 2000, with the mandate of providing comfortable and affordable houses for staff, Coming at a time when most civil servants do not have a house of their own, Director General of NTA represented noted that this is very suggestive and assured that maximum cooperation will be given to NTA PIC given its giant strides.
PIC is on the right path. We are hoping that in the next few years, those of us that are gathered here will no more worry about paying our rent. We will now give our best to the development of NTA and for the services of our fatherland.
Executive Director News Shola Atere enumerated the benefits of the scheme and urged all staff to key into the scheme as measures are in place to protect their investments.
When you retire, the cost of the property now, by the time you retire, you probably will get double or triple by then. And you know, it's becoming increasingly difficult for people to be able to put money together on their own to build houses. That's what obtains in advanced countries anyway, because this is like some kind of mortgage.
We have been tested and they have proved that we are trustworthy.
The day provided an opportunity for staff to be rewarded and also keep them abreast of their investments. NTA PIC, apart from recording tremendous success in the area of home ownership and savings scheme, has other products like shelter care, money vest, household, and car loans. Chiazalam Ekie, NTA News.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has resolved to mount 8 additional outposts and 4 ambulance units along the Kaduna-Abuja Expressway before the March deadline for the relocation of flights from Abuja to Kaduna International Airport. Corps Marshal, Federal Road Safety Corps, Boboye Oyeyemi, stated this when he paid a courtesy visit on Governor Nasru Ahmed El-Rufai in Kaduna.
Following the decision reached by the federal government to locate Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja to Kaduna, pending the completion of major repairs, stakeholders including the state government embarked on rehabilitation and construction of facilities needed before the deadline to ensure safety of passengers. The Corps Marshal, accompanied by senior officials of the Commission, while interacting with Governor Nasru Ahmed El-Rufai, noted that the outposts and the ambulance units are to be provided before March.
We cannot do but work together. FRSA and Kaduna, our strategic partner, we must work together. We just need to remove all those negative impressions. It's a policy matter which even though the Act says all public roads, but let the state take care of their state roads.
The governor expressed satisfaction with the move and made it clear that the ongoing reportage in the media insinuating that the state government has banned FRC officials from operating in the state has no element of truth.
We did not ban any Federal Road Safety Commission staff or activities. We have no power to do so, and the relationship between Federal Road Safety Commission and our traffic enforcement agency should be the one of complementarity, not duplication of effort.
Earlier, the Corps Marshal had visited the outpost of FRSA at the Kaduna International Airport, promising to deploy more personnel on the major roads linking the airport to monitor the conduct of erring motorists. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Umaraji, NTA News.
Coming up, achieving stability in the foreign exchange market, plus what's boiling at the Corporate Affairs Commission. That's when we return in just a moment. Stay with us.
Deal in town. Glow is giving away 4G LTE smartphones absolutely free. Get this super stylish 4G LTE smartphone free when you buy a 48,000 Naira data bundle. This stunning 4G LTE smartphone free when you buy a 60,000 Naira data bundle. Or this state-of-the-art 4G LTE smartphone free when you buy a 75,000 Naira data bundle. The ideal phones for 4G, 3G and 2G. Plus, with Glow, you always enjoy 4G for the same price as 3G. Hurry to the nearest Glow World for the best deal in town. Welcome to the new speed of life.
With Happy Cover from Leadway Assurance, you'll be covered for, well, almost anything. From automobile cover.
Boys, play nicely.
To house. To personal cover, all with one single premium.
Play nicely with your brother. That's it, we're going home.
That was close.
Yes, luckily I have Happy Cover.
Oh, I have Happy Cover too. Sorry about your house.
Actually, I have Happy Cover also, so.
Get happy.
Maybe he needs happy.
SMS happy to 22865 and we'll call you back. SMS now. Live happy with Leadway Assurance, ensuring happiness since 1970.
Achievers always believe in 100%. Breakfast isn't complete without Chivita 100% fruit juice, made from real natural fruits with no added sugar. So to be at your best, start every day the Chivita 100% way. With 100% quality. 100% commitment. 100% goodness. 100% achievement. Start your day the Chivita 100% way.
Good to have you join us on Business News. Nigeria's monthly foreign exchange demand has been estimated to stand at about $2 billion, while its monthly earnings hover around $500 to $1 billion. These economic experts say explains to a large extent the prevailing volatility in the foreign exchange market. The economic expert explained that the Central Bank of Nigeria has intensified efforts to manage demand in the foreign exchange market without a corresponding commitment to ensuring supply.
If Nigeria wants to re-attract FDI or foreign portfolio investments, there needs to be some positive sentiment and stability, and that may be achieved when the Central Bank of Nigeria actually bridges the gap between the official and black market.
We can incentivize export process to encourage more exporters to bring the export process into the system.
While appreciating the enormous challenges involved in the management of the foreign exchange market, the expert emphasized the need for the fiscal authorities to consider sales or concessions of viable infrastructure with a view to attracting foreign investment, which will help check the demand and supply gap in foreign exchange market.
The government is touting that they will raise about $16.4 billion from the sale of assets. We need to address the issue of concession of critical some infrastructure that are commercially viable so as to try attract private capital.
These, they say, can also be augmented with a currency support line.
And that currency support line will be used to meet and clear all arrears, all legitimate arrears of FX demand. Once you clear that, then you are now left with dealing with current demands. And I believe, as you meet the current demands, within a period of 2-3 months, confidence will be restored.
Meanwhile, transactions on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange today ended with about 161.94 million shares sold, valued at 1.79 billion naira in 4,216 deals. Market capitalization stood at 8.69 trillion naira, while the oil share index closed 25,130.26 points. And that's business news this evening. Thanks for being part of it. News Extra continues shortly.
Thank you, Abdullahi. Information and Culture Minister Alhaji Lai Mohammed is advocating more funds for the ministry to enhance productivity in the sector, and especially in the reorientation of citizens to be committed stakeholders in governance for optimum national development. The minister was speaking at the Budget Defense session of the House Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values.
Enlightenment campaigns on government policies and programs, including cost of production of materials and on information, education and communication on government achievement. This will include billboards. It will also include television commercials and we have approved for, we are proposing 409 million, even though we actually asked for much more.
Information and Culture Minister there, Lai Mohammed. The Amalgamated Union of Public Corporations, Civil Service, Technical and Recreational Services Employees has shut down the Corporate Affairs Commission offices nationwide in protest over cut in allowance. Correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro reports that the 3-day warning strike, which commenced today, Wednesday, left clients waiting to do business with the commission stranded.
Laying claims to the approved October 2013 increase in emoluments of 53.3% relativity pay by the government after a prolonged industrial action, the union says till now the implementation of the agreement is yet to fully take effect.
We say we are going to accept only 35%, let the management take 15% because it's by percentage. After 2 years implementation, they went and correct wages commission and reduced our own by 9% and increased their own by 11%.
Meanwhile, as the union continues to express dissatisfaction over a perceived reduction in allowances, a representative of the Corporate Affairs Commission has assured the public of a quick resolution of the crisis.
None of our staff is being owed any salary. Even allowance, none of them is being owed. Issues of salary and wages is being handled by another agency of the federal government.
While the warning strike is on, the premises of CAC is besieged by clients who are not happy with the situation.
That should not prolong for more than today.
My clients are on my neck. I can't pick those documents. I can't now come to CAC tomorrow. I don't even know when they are going to resume.
The union members gave further ultimatum that full-scale strike will commence next week Monday if there is no intervention from government. Emmanuel Ayimiro, NTA News.
Chief Executive Officer and Group Managing Director of Union Bank PLC, Emeka Emua, has expressed the bank's commitment to excellent and innovative financial services in Nigeria. He stated this at a media parley to kick off activities to celebrate 100 years of Union Bank PLC. Amechi Pius has the details.
100 years in the life of any business is no doubt an incredible feat by all standards. It was therefore with nostalgia that officials of Union Bank PLC, led by its chairman, took turns to reflect on the journey so far.
Our customers who have stayed loyal to us and those who have joined and are staying loyal to us, I say thank you very much.
The elected bank chief executive officer, Emeka Emua, said the remarkable achievements by the bank were made possible by the bank's commitment to innovation, excellence and professionalism, as well as a dedicated workforce.
We'll continue to support and focus on social innovation and look at ways in which technology can be used to solve common problems. That's an area that we will focus on from impacting the community.
Everything we've learned, our new commitment, our new capital, the resources that we put in place to be able to go out into the marketplace and show our customers that we really appreciate them for having stuck with us.
We will do things that will make the financial sector great.
Going forward, he assured that the bank will focus on celebrating customers and its achievements and seek to impact on the environment. With a strong financial information technology infrastructure launched in 2015, a strong branch network of over 110, and a vibrant and loyal customer base, he said the bank will sustain its leadership role in the banking industry. Union Bank of Nigeria was first established in 1925 as Barclays Bank. In Lagos, Amechi Pius, NTA News.
The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has described a sound and functional interconnection regime as an essential step in the process of fine-tuning regulatory regime and leading Nigerian telecommunications market towards full competition and effective regulation. This was at a stakeholders forum on cost post study for the determination rate for Nigerian telecommunications industry held in Abuja. Olajide Bello was there and now reports.
The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, in April 2013 carried out an in-depth case study and made a determination on interconnection rates for voice services. Since the last determination, the Nigerian communications market has witnessed tremendous growth in both subscriber numbers and traffic volumes in available technologies in 2G, 2.5G, 3G and 4G, as well as other network elements, including global financial markets, which have impact over inputs such as cost capital. Executive Chairman of the Commission, Professor Umar Dambata, represented said, consistent with the Commission's principle of ensuring participatory regulation, the Stakeholders Forum is not only to introduce the project consultants to the industry stakeholders, but also to kickstart the project.
It is very important we ensure that interconnection services are not only fairly priced and non-discriminative, but should reflect the cost of providing such services in the market. It is in this regard that we have decided that we should review the 2013 determination to reflect current realities in the market.
The study, according to him, will also provide the opportunity to thoroughly examine emergence of grey market activities in the telecoms industry in Nigeria, such as call refilling, call masking and SIM box fraud as a result of the introduction of an interim international termination rate for inbound international traffic. In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
One of the fastest growing mobile phone companies in Nigeria, Gioni Mobile Communications Equipment Limited, has unveiled Shey as its first brand ambassador in Nigeria. The managing director, Gioni Nigeria, Chukwu Eze Austin, said the Nigerian singer was selected following her achievements in the music industry. Abolade Salomi has that report.
That was the unveiling of Shey as the first brand face of Gioni Communication Limited in Nigeria. The managing director, Gioni Nigeria, Chukwu Eze Austin, says Gioni Mobile is taking great strides in robust research development capability and quality assurance system towards becoming an accepted brand globally. He added that the capacity of Gioni Mobile in making advancements in the country is hinged on the company's principles of integrity, innovations, and teamwork.
A growing quality project, which serves as one, a standard that we must maintain.
We need to look for the person that can sell the brand here and out of the country, and that has an international recognition, which I believe she has that.
The first brand face of Gioni Nigeria, Shey, promised to improve the unique selling points of the brand.
Gioni is an exceptional standard of a brand actually, and I'm just very happy to be the ambassador.
Gioni Mobile Communication Limited, since its entry into the Nigerian mobile phone markets, has 9 models of phones ranging from P5 to P5W with 13 exclusive functions, and M5M with 6,000 mAh battery, as well as the M6, classified as one of the safest phones. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
The media, in publicizing programs and initiatives of the Nigerian Content Development Board, NCDMB, is expected to reflect current happenings in the oil and gas sector. It is in the light of this that a one-day workshop was held for media practitioners by the NCDMB. Julia Sunny has that report.
The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board is a regulatory organ in the oil and gas industry with a clear mandate of oil prospecting companies, whether foreign or local, complying with the Local Contents Act in employment, contract award, and development of human capacity within its areas of operation. Bayelsa State, being an oil-producing state, has a retinue of oil and gas companies operating in the state. However, problem of large-scale oil theft, pipeline vandalism, bunkering, and illegal refining of petroleum products have affected the hitherto smooth operation of oil and gas companies. The workshop for media practitioners is therefore timely as it creates the platform for in-depth reportage of current happenings, especially as it affects crude oil production.
The solar wax coating plant, which happened sometime in December. We were also in December at the Lekki Free Trade Zone to commission a multi-million-dollar pipe mill facility by state-of-the-art pipe mill facility.
Once they are able to break the bounds and barriers of journalistic inertia, they will be able to bring in innovativeness and creativity into their reportage of the oil and gas industry.
It afforded us the opportunity to have an in-depth knowledge about the operations of the NCDMB.
With the quality of presentation that we have here today, it only enhanced our performance on the job.
Questions and answers formed the high point of the interactive session in Yenagoa. Julia Sunny, NTA News.
The Borno state government has presented, I'm sorry about that. We'll now take a short break, after which News Extra will continue in just a moment.
Change does not just happen. You and I, and all of us, must appreciate that we all have our part to play if we want to bring change about. We must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office, and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding citizens.
Whenever pain occurs, you want quick relief. Try new Nurofen Express. It goes to the source of pain and gets to work in under 15 minutes. That's why Nurofen Express delivers fast and effective relief. New Nurofen Express works at the source of pain, fast.
Being a mom is great, but when your child has a fever, you don't know what to do. I trust Nurofen for Children to take care of my child's pain and fever.
Effective relief you can trust.
To the outer framers, the hat tippers, the turtleneckers, the fringe growers, you don't need to hide anymore. Try Dettol Even Tone. It cleans and helps to reduce the appearance of blemishes caused by oil, dirt and germs, giving your skin a healthy feel for an even better you. Dettol, be 100% sure.
Do you crave class? Do you have taste? And do you care about comfort? If you do, then for your next event, a stay away from home, a business trip, or a holiday, visit Jade's Hotel at 24 Undola Crescent, Wuse Zone 5, Abuja. Check out our world-class services, exquisite suites, restaurant and bar, gymnasium, spa and grills, and our outdoor catering services and cuisines. At Jade's, it can only be better. For bookings and reservations, visit us today at 24 Undola Crescent, Wuse Zone 5, Abuja, or visit www.jadeshotels.com. Our email address is info@jadeshotels.com. You can also call us on 09291-9321 or 0810-909-7956. Jade's Hotels. Welcome to life. The production, distribution, and sale of counterfeit and fake drugs is a corrupt practice and a crime against humanity. This has informed several measures and strategies to combat fake drugs, including introduction of anti-counterfeiting cutting-edge technologies to detect fake drugs on the spot. These technologies are being deployed to all the states across the Federation, as well as the internally displaced people's camps. The President, Muhammadu Buhari, and his team are committed to this fight.
The federal government of Nigeria, in line with its anti-corruption agenda and posture, will fight a total war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products in order to ensure that Nigerians remain healthy and well.
Lend your support and join NAFDAC to rid the country of fake drugs and unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
What makes a Nigerian mom powerful?
I encourage my kids to learn new things, and if they get hurt, I rely on the power of my Dettol's One Capful. To fight germs, it's like my own first aid kit.
My family needs protection from germs. I use the power of Dettol's One Capful to disinfect surfaces and clothes to keep them clean and safe from germs.
I trust the power of Dettol's One Capful for bathing. The power of Dettol's One Capful protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Millions of powerful Nigerian moms use the power of Dettol's One Capful to protect their families. Be a powerful Nigerian mom with Dettol. Be 100% sure.
Welcome back. Borno State government has presented relief materials to the Chibok and Dagu villages in Askira local government area who were recently displaced by Boko Haram insurgents. The state deputy governor, Usman Mamman Dokwa, made the presentation where the IDPs were camped. Naomi Abaku has that report.
The deputy governor, while sympathizing with the Dagu IDPs, urged them to take silence in the Almighty, describing the incidents as pathetic. Usman Mamman Durkwa also called on the people to cooperate and assist security personnel with useful information to avert future occurrences, stressing that without their support, less could be achieved in the fight against insurgency. Usman Mamman Durkwa was also at the Emir of Askira's palace, where the Emir expressed appreciation to Borno State government towards rendering assistance to IDPs and prayed for the return of peace in the zone. The state deputy governor was earlier at Chibok, where he expressed delight over the return of full academization in the area and addressed pupils and students. He presented the sum of 200,000 naira each to the 7 schools in Chibok for the purchase of learning materials. Secretary, Chibok Local Government Council, Sani Subello, and former chairman Yagaya Rakawa appealed for deployment of more security personnel and completion of the ongoing construction of GGSS Chibok. In Maiduguri, Naomi Aboku, NTA News.
We've got a bit on the global scene and sports just ahead on News Extra. Join us again.
The federal government's social investment program has begun. The poorest and most vulnerable in the land get 5,000 naira monthly, and phase 1 has started in 9 states of the federation. 200,000 unemployed graduates have been engaged in the Empower Volunteer Corps, designed to engage 500,000 people. 5.5 million children will be fed regularly in the homegrown school feeding program, which kicked off in 3 states last year, with 9 more to be added this year. And under the Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, GEE, thousands of cooperatives, market women, farmers, and enterprising youth have been receiving between 10,000 and 100,000 naira soft loans since November 2016. The social investment program has begun. It can only get better. We promise change. Change is here.
Hear the call of change. Stand up, Nigeria. Change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. Go to so let the change begin from within. Look at you, Ogerula. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
Malawi's President Peter Mutharika finally signs into law information bill after a decade of agitation from campaigners. And United States threatens less commitment to NATO if the body refuses to increase its funding on defense. For more reports, let's join Ronke Kolawole on Global Tidbits.
In Kenya,